Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how you can access your router remotely, and I'm going to use TP-Link router, but more or less with every router it's the same process. So to access your router locally, that is to access your router within the network, that is when your device is connected to the network, it is the process that you have to enter the IP address of your router in a browser, and just by simply doing that you can access it. Like you can generally the IP address is 192.168.0.1. So I will enter and you can see that I can access the my router uh, settings page. So if this need to be done remotely, then we have to make some small changes in the settings and we will be able to do it. So first I'm going to log in my router. Okay, and we will go to the settings. Okay, I think there is some issue with the password. And make sure when you remotely access your router, you have a strong password and user ID, because it also makes your router a bit vulnerable. So the security settings should be very strong. So now I am in the TP-Link router settings page. Okay, and once you are in the settings, you can just make the changes that are needed. So basically if you have a IP address provided by your internet service provider, that is a static IP, okay, then the process becomes very simple. Okay, if you have the static IP provided by your internet service provider, generally static IPs are not provided by internet service provider until and unless it is a your internet is a business connection. If it's not a business connection, then there won't be. If it's for a home purpose, for a non-business purpose, then there won't be like static IP provided. But let's take the case if there is static IP, then the process becomes very simple, and you just have to go to security and remote management, and you have to enter a remote IP address that has been provided by your uh, internet service provider, and you have to enter a port address. Okay, and just by entering these two details, you will be able to remotely access your uh, internet. So I will show you. In this case I have a dynamic IP, so I will check what is my dynamic IP. So my dynamic IP is, so my IP is this, and I will enter my IP here and save it. And now let's use this IP to access my network. Okay, so to make things more real, I will change my network. Okay, so currently I am connected to this network, and now I will change it to another network, and now it is changed. And now I will try to access my network, my local network, that is my router, remotely. Okay, so you can see that I am able to access my network, okay, remotely. I am connected to a different network than the earlier network, but still I am able to uh, access my router, and once I log in I will be able to access all the settings and everything. So this is the thing when we have static IP. Okay, let's get back to the previous network. And one thing I would like to point out here, that the port number that you will be using, okay, might not be available. Okay, So you have to just try with the different port numbers, because some of the port numbers are blocked by your ISP and some of the port numbers are already being used by the network. So it's that you have to find a port number that is unused and that is not blocked by the ISP. By default, the port number is 8080, which is used to access your local network from remotely. But from the security point of view, it is not good. And also, your generally the ISP that I am using has blocked 8080, so I can't use it anyway. So I'm using the different port number here. And so this is the case when this this the thing that I showed you, this will work when you have a static IP. If you have a dynamic IP like the one I have, okay, so I can't access my network remotely using that IP, because that IP keeps changing. Okay, so I can't find out my IP when I'm outside the network. Right now I can just find the IP using my IP, or if I go in the router I can see there also. So if you have a dynamic IP, in that case you have to set up a dynamic DNS. So what dynamic DNS does is that uh, it connects your dynamic IP with a domain name. So for that we have to use a service provider. So generally there are a few service providers that supported by the router. So in this case we have three service provider. I will show you. Okay, but for that purpose, if you want to use dynamic DNS, then first we have to make some changes here also, that is in remote management. So here you can see we can enter a remote IP, static IP, to access it remotely. But if you want to, we want to use dynamic DNS, or we if we want to use make this router accessible using any other IP uh, other than any specific IP, then we have to make this IP address as 255.255.255.255. Okay, 4 times. So once we enter this here and save, then we will be able to access our network, local network, from different IPs. Okay, and this is what we want, because we are going to be using it now with our dynamic IP. So once this is done, then we need to go to dynamic DNS part, and here you can see that we have service providers. So here you can see there are three service providers. I am using no IP. Okay, and I will suggest you to go for no IP, because the process is very simple. Okay, and they have a link where you can just go and register. So I will directly go to their website. I am already registered. Okay, but if you are using it for the first time, then you have to sign up for it. Okay, you have to provide your email password and the host name of your choice. Okay, and you can just register like that. So I am already registered, so I will just log in. And so I am logged in. uh, Here you can see that I have a host name already created. So during the registration process you will be asked to create a host name, and if you are not asked at that time, then you can just enter here and you can create a host name. So I have created a host name, and you can see that it is also showing my IP. This is the target IP. Okay, anyways, so once you create the host name, you need to enter the host name or domain name here. Okay, and you also need to enter your username and password that you have with this in this account. Okay, so These, after entering these three details, that is the domain name, username and password, you can just select check this enable DDNS, and you can just log in from here. So it is showing connecting and it is success. So your router is now connected to the this website, and if I refresh it now, so you can see now it's showing another IP, that is my dynamic IP. So this service provider and my router is now currently linked. Okay, and this service provider will keep a track of my dynamic IPs, and it will link it to the domain name that I have created. So now I will be able to uh, use my access my network remotely using the domain name, even if I have a dynamic IP. Okay, so I don't need a static IP. I can just access it without a static IP. So I will show you now. I will first change my network. It's taking a bit of time. Let me try again. Okay, now I'm connected to another network. Yeah, I'm connected to another network. Now I will use the domain name that I have and the port number. The port number was 1024. Okay, so I think this is working. You can see that I am able to access my router uh, from outside the network, from a different network, and without using my IP address. So this is how we can access our router remotely from any other network. And second thing is that this is the process of TP-Link. If you are using any other router, then you can use the process will be almost same. Okay, uh, I might be making some more videos on different routers. Okay, so you can just comment if you need any help with any other router, and if you are facing any issue, and I will be there to help you. Okay, and if you find this video interesting, then please do subscribe to our channel and please give a thumbs up. And if you need some routers at a reasonable price, then I will put a link in the description of the products we have at a very reasonable price. And we you can see that in the link that we deal in products at very reasonable price, some good electronic products. So thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you guys.